So you've done it. You took the plunge, or you've taken the plunge a few times, like many of us do, and built yourself a cigar box guitar. This is a very basic 3-string, electrified with a 27mm piezo pickup, plugged in the back, obviously. I'm shooting this on a laptop, so it's going to be really dark, plus this thing's black anyway, so you can't really see. Knob there, potentiometer, real basic. 3 strings, off a regular guitar. Used some old inline tuners off a guitar I had as a kid. Drilled some holes, ran some strings, used the basic bolt for a nut, bolt for a bridge. It's shimmed by some pennies. I don't know if you can see that or not. The tailpiece is an old piece of door hardware, and drilled some extra holes in it and ran strings through it. Anyway, so you've done this, you've built it. Now you're trying to figure out what you're going to amplify it with. There's a ton of cheap amps out there. I myself, I'm a bass player, so I own a lot of amplifiers, but I wanted something just like really small that I could just, plug stuff into and check it out. And I settled on this little thing called the DanElectro HoneyTone, which is sub $20, like $19.95 through Musician's Friends, where I got this one from. Guitar Center also sells them. It's a basic bare bones 2-inch speaker, 1 channel in. It's got a volume, tone, and overdrive control. Has a headphone out, and actually works pretty good as a headphone amp. It works better as a headphone amp than as a standalone amp, because it likes to squeal like a pig. And then has a 9-volt DC in if you have an adapter. I've read that adapters tend to fry this thing, and it's best to run it off of batteries. If you drive it really hard, it eats batteries. Not super bad, but if you value the environment, which I kind of try to, I don't want to be using a bunch of 9 volts, so I'm going to make a battery rig for it using rechargeables and using AA's, but that's a whole other topic. Anyway, turn the thing on, and it's going to sound like crap through the computer, but I will probably plug it into a mixer and add a little bit more to it. This little video that I'm making, that my friend insisted that I do. Anywho, so here, looks good enough. I'm also using a slide. That's slightly driven, and if you really like drive that hell out of this thing, it's pretty crazy. Like I said, it's bass player. I'm not a guitar player anyway, but man, if you're building your own stuff, you're building like things like this. If you want something cheap, plug it into, particularly to test with. That's the basic reason I got it. $20, you can't go wrong. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, and I mean, I've dropped it. It's a decent headphone amp. It's a little bulky to like clip on or whatever, but sounds good with headphones on, and it doesn't squeal like crazy then either. But a lot of that has to do with Pete size. I don't know what it would sound like with a decent guitar. I don't have one. I haven't plugged my basses into it, but or my banjo. I play acoustic guitar, so. But if you want something, if you're building ukes, cigar box instruments of any sort, I highly recommend it because I think it's essentially the cheapest mini amp out there. And I'm by no means DanElectro. Please give me some free stuff. That'd be awesome. But I dig it, and I'll try to do a proper plug-in with this thing, and through a mixer, and feed a little bit into it, and maybe sheets of paper. I took it apart. I looked inside of it. It's got a little bit of space. It'd be hard. As you can see, it's super duper wide, and the battery compartment kind of screws, putting a bigger driver in it. I have some drivers that are a little bit the same size, but a little bit longer or wider, I guess, with bigger magnets on them, but I would not be able to fit one in here. But at $20, I mean, you could essentially take the thing, break it apart, and stick it in a cigar box, stick it in a project box or something. If you're a circuit bender, it's pretty cool. I wish it had an 1/8 inch out input, and I think it would be easy enough to add one. And I think it'd be easy enough to put an output in it as well on this side. There's nothing running here, and there's a lot of empty space, so I think that could be done easy enough. I cracked it open, but I couldn't really look at it that close because I didn't have my glasses on, and I'm getting old, and I can't see that well anymore. But anywho, you want a cheap amp? Plug in your cigar box gear. This is what you need, at least in my opinion. Thanks for watching.